All right, hi, it's Rick, and actually this is going to be a bonus one. I didn't think I was going to show planting a bucket, but today we are going to go over planting the bucket. So again, the list of materials. I talked about it yesterday. Here's the Vigaro um, plant fertilizer. You'll need a pair of scissors. Need a measuring cup. Here's a bucket we made from yesterday, and you'll want a piece of plastic. Now, when we used to buy dirt, I'd just cut these up and make the plastic liners, and essentially that'll go over top of this. But but now we make our own dirt. In fact, we're going to be using our compost. So, believe it or not, folks, this is grass, dried up junk mail, and a lot of food scraps. There are some chunks in here. So here's one here. It's just usually like paper. You squish it, and it breaks apart pretty easily. And sometimes you'll find like a seed, like an avocado seed or something like that. Or here's like a piece of cardboard. But you'd think it would smell, but actually it doesn't. It smells just like dirt and looks like dirt. So with this, and in fact you'll get a lot of renegades too. I think this is like a date tree or something like that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we want to pack the wicking chamber, and I told you about that yesterday. So we're basically going to go in our bucket, and then we're going to just kind of pack that hole, and then let me get some more dirt here, and I'll show it to you here in a second. We just want to put the dirt in there. Again, this compost is actually pretty wet, so you don't have to worry too much about watering it. You'll get a little dirt that goes to the holes, but it's not nearly as bad as what you think. So right now, you can see that on our bucket here, I have the wicking chamber packed full of dirt. And again, if you have dry dirt, you'll want to put the dirt about halfway up and then kind of water it down. But this compost, again, is very moist, so I don't really have to worry about that. So I'm just going to keep filling dirt in here. Again, this is a little chunky compost. You probably want to let your compost go a little bit longer, but that's a different chapter here in FCAL that we cover. Let me just fill this up here. I tell you, folks, you just truly will be amazed with the compost, the results you get, and just how much this dirt and food scraps and other things you have just kind of makes this really rich, fertile dirt. Also, I've noticed that eggshells take a while. Here's an old avocado seed. You get these big chunky, just kind of throw those out. But keep filling the bucket here. Again, since this is moist, basically just keep packing it through, packing it up. This is like some stick or branch, but I'll just keep it in there. I'm sure it'll continue to break down. Here's another date tree there. All right, so here I am back. I did not realize my wife turned it off mid-stroke, but that's okay. I was just filling the bucket, so no worries, no harms, no fouls here. So, okay, so basically the strategy is going to be we want to have the plant in the center, and I'm going to make a little bit of a cavity here, and that's going to be for the fertilizer. So I'm just going to kind of dig down a little bit. Again, hopefully you could see the richness of this compost. It's just truly amazing. You guys will be amazed. I hope you take me up on my offer to do the composting because it's truly amazing stuff. So let's see. So again, 1/3 of a cup. You want to rinse this off pretty good. So basically, I just kind of dump it in here. That's going to be all the food the plant needs for this whole time it grows up. And basically what we want to do is kind of dig a hole here in the center with our finger, and that's going to be where the plant goes. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is get our cover and make this weed guard. And I just kind of put it over, and just kind of, again, no exact science here, but basically just put a hole in there to mark it. So there's down in there. Whack, whack, okay, and then now it's down over there. We're going to try to find our center hole where I've been kind of monkeying with that. So again, like I said yesterday when we were making a bucket, you just want to form like a little like plus sign kind of a thing. A little X. Scissors aren't very sharp here. Okay, so now you can see it. Actually, let me open up a little bit more here. Open it up, open it up. So as you can see here, if you peel this back, your plant's going to go there. So we're going to just dig this down a little deep here, kind of a little trench here. So I'm going to flip this up here for now, and now you can kind of see, you can see the hole where the plant's going to go. And this plant's fairly mature, so we're going to have to dig a fairly decent hole in order to try to get as much of the roots down in there as possible. So here's a plant I got at the store, $1.99. Gotta love that price. And so it's two. Again, I'm cheap, so I always try to find plants that have a twofer. So $1.99, you pay for one, you get two. So you basically want to just take this out. You kind of have to be careful with these guys. They're fairly mature, so you want to try to gently break this apart. It's actually really hard to do. The plant might go into a little bit of a shock, but these guys are okay. Now the other thing you want to do too, I'm kind of pulling this apart here. There you go. So now you kind of see both halves of the tomatoes. You want to try to keep as much of the root as you can. That'll minimize the shock. Now the other thing you want to do too is take off suckers. And suckers, if you look right here, here's a remnant of a sucker. Basically, are these at the main stalk and where the things come out, you'll see these things. I don't know the official term for them, but these suckers will kill the plants and make it grow all wilty. So you want to kind of trim these off. And then when it's growing, you'll also want to trim it off as well. Otherwise, like I said, your plant will grow wilty. So what we're going to do next is we're going to plant this down. You want to plant it down as far, actually no, disregard. What you want to do actually is you want to go from the top. Now this plant's pretty easy, it's pretty mature, but if you have seedlings, it gets to be a little tricky. But you basically want to go from the top, put the plant down in there, and you can kind of see now it's in that hole, and you want to try to mash it down there as much as possible, and then kind of pull in the sides a little bit. You might even need to, you want to get all these other spurious ones off so that they don't grow below the bag, and that's okay for the plant. The plant's fine, it'll take it. So now we kind of have the plants here, and it's planted, and then you might even want to take a little bit more dirt, depending on the dirt level, and just fill it into the top here. Okay, there's a big chunk of cardboard, that's fine. We'll keep breaking down. Again, no exact science here, this stuff's pretty forgiving. So here you go. So you can see now the plant is here with the cover. We have our fertilizer here. We have the water spout. And then here's that ring we created yesterday. Again, the key thing about this is that we're going to just put this over top, and it's going to keep our lid down and keep it nice and secure. Now what I'll typically do then is I'll water from the top, just so the water goes down into the roots. And then when you're done, you're going to fill with the fill tube until it comes out of the overflow hole. Again, do it till it comes out of here. Can't overwater, can't be easier. So that is us putting together a tomato for a grow bucket. And again, this is I don't think I mentioned this before, but this is an early girl tomato, and this will grow, medium size, about yay high, and give some good medium sized fruit, probably about 20 to 30 tomatoes for this plant. So that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching me do this, and hopefully this helps you guys out. Thanks a lot.